I'm now proud to introduce a young person from our NAKASEC affiliate in Chicago, for the HANA Center. HANA means one, because we are one people, one community, from Chicago. So please join me in welcoming Glo Choi.
Woo! Woo! 여러분 안녕하세요. Hi everyone, my name is Glo Choi. I'm 29 years old. I came here all the way from Chicago. You know, right now I can say this proudly that I am undocumented and I'm afraid. But it wasn't always so, right? I grew up being told not to talk about my status, not to share the hardship that our family was going through, not just about the fact that we didn't have citizenship, but that also we were low income, that we couldn't afford our rent, that we didn't know where our next meal was coming from. We weren't supposed to talk about any of these things, because if we did, then maybe the cops, maybe immigration would start looking into us. And that is not a way anyone should live. No one should have to live in fear. Even now, I can't believe that I'm standing on this stage. I never would have imagined that I would be speaking so openly, so publicly about my trauma, my community's trauma. And yet here I am, in front of the very steps of the White House, right? I cannot believe this because I was so scared growing up. You know, I didn't even know that I could fly on a plane. I didn't know that. When I first met an undocumented person, I asked them, how did you get here? How did you get to Chicago from California? Some of these people right here standing with me, there was a convening. And I couldn't believe, how did y'all get here? It must have taken 50 hours to drive. They're like, we flew. I had no idea all the privileges that I could have been using. But this is all to say, it wasn't until I met community that I started growing, that I started thriving, that I started doing more than just living in fear. I finally came out of the shadows. I finally saw the light. I finally began to do more than dream. I began to act. And when I first joined the community, I didn't know that there was more than just dreaming. I thought dreaming was just something I did at night when I wanted more than the shambles that I was living with on a day-to-day basis. I thought it was something that I just did when I took a smoke break during work, working 14-hour shifts every single day of my life. I didn't know that there was more to life than that. But now I want to live. I want to do more than dream. In the past 3 years, I went from being an isolated person to having this big, beautiful community where all of us see a more beautiful world, where my mother can rest, where my sister with disabilities can get all the care that she deserves, that my dad can rest as well. And maybe one day they could return home and see their families. It's been over 25 years since I've been to my homeland. And I want to be able to see my family. I want to be able to eat my country's food. See the beautiful mountains. I want to live. All of us are capable of making this happen this year. Because there can be no more promises. It's time to act. It's time for Vice President Harris and the Democratic Party as a whole to stand by their promises once and for all and to deliver a pathway to citizenship this year. You know, in the past week I've been here, I've heard this beautiful chant, and I'd love to share it up here today. I am somebody, and I deserve full equality, right here, right now. We have nothing to lose but our chains, folks. We got nothing to lose but our chains!